And how do you feel about like I wouldn't say like intimate stories, but like there's people out there that know things about you that like that's out there and that's like knowledge about you.
It's probably good that it didn't blow up. like the podcast isn't as big, but I also recognize that look, there's intimate information about me, but nobody's thinking about me as much as
you're thinking about.
Yeah. And
except for maybe maybe me.
That's true. Yeah.
But no, you're totally right.
Yeah. It's just, it's sort of cost of doing business a little bit too.
Yeah.
Where if my style of comedy is putting myself out there and being open with the audience, that's some of the collateral. Like,
yeah, but okay. So when I've been to a few of your stand-up shows, and a lot of your jokes, they are personal jokes, but there's a detachment, or there's at least an emotional detachment. So like we were joking about this before we started recording, but like the joke about Brian's dad, which I won't butcher for all the listeners. You should go to one of Adam's shows. And that one, you're talking about your relationship with your dad a little bit, but it never feels like, you never feel like, oh, I'm getting an inside look into Adam's relationship with his dad.
Yeah.
But on some of these episodes, like you're pretty open and honest and you are getting an inside look. So I feel like with the stand-up, everybody sort of knows there's a little bit of hyperbole, exaggeration, or even if there isn't, that's what the audience expects. They don't expect you to be like your raw, authentic self on stage. But in a podcast, people do expect that.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if like how you deal with that sort of like delineation between your stage presence.
I think it's made me better as a stand-up.
Yeah.
Because I just realized the stuff that's more authentic to me hits harder. So the goal is to get as close to that without causing any damage to anybody.
Yeah.
And it's hard, like always trying to approach a joke, not from like a place of shitting on somebody, but like finding what's funny about it.
Yeah.
I see a lot of people when they're starting, like they're going at a particular person and it comes off as mean. And like you're trying to make them laugh. You're not trying to get even with your ex or whatever. And there's been personal stuff that's gone on behind the scenes for me throughout this thing where I'm having to turn on these cameras and like I've had major depression over the past 10 weeks.
Yeah.
And I did want to say, like, anybody watching these last 5 episodes, like, I really have been kind of, like, I just got put on a new medication. It seems to be helping, but, like, I was checked out for a while, leaving Boeing and leaving that security and then going into this, like, I'm a road comic now lifestyle. There's so much uncertainty and it's just so crazy.
Yeah.
And it's completely like changed my mindset around stuff. I love doing this and I've loved the experiences, but it's also like it's hard to consistently just keep putting on those cameras.
Yeah.
Like when you have big things happening personally.
Is that different than knowing you always have to step up on the stage?
No. Like in a lot of ways it's because I'm hiding it from the camera.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not going to make this episode about my depression. I'm going to do this. But like there were certain, even with my, yeah. There were times like my grandpa came on shit. And like, I wasn't 100%. There's a lot of episodes where I'm like, I couldn't be my best because I was too tired.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of putting out stuff that's that way.
Yeah, that makes sense. I ask a lot too because I have music on the internet that I'm like, a lot of it I'm really proud of and I want to keep up there forever. And a lot of it I'm like, I could delete it. At any point I can erase it, but I feel like why? And I feel like it's always this struggle of like, I've bared and not quite to the level of like 150 plus episodes of podcasting, but I'm like, oh, that's like a piece of information I put in that song that like, I don't know if I want the whole world knowing at any point. And the whole world doesn't listen to my music.
Yeah, you would have to get famous for that to be a problem.
Right.
And
that's not happening. For me, I personally, unless this episode just blows up completely.
I don't think it will be. This
I
hasn't
don't
been
think
very
so.
funny. So. Hey, if you like that video, make sure to hit the subscribe button below and follow our page for new weekly content. I hope you're fucking happy with this, dude. I hate doing this shit.